Good morning. I'm Commissioner Procco. This is the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar for March 18, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples that were given on the first calendar this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar as well. All right, when you hear your name, please step up to the podium that's in the center of the courtroom in here. At the end of your hearing today, you are going to be provided with some paperwork, and that will cover everything we go over in here, which will include your next court dates as well as all of your release conditions. For those of you who will be out of custody prior to your next court date, I do recommend contacting the court in advance of that date so you can verify your hearing details for your matter. Please keep in mind you do have the right to remain silent. Everything you say in the courtroom is being recorded, both audio and video, and could be used in a future court proceeding. We are going to begin today with Kenneth Fuller. After that, we have Rufin Johnson. Hi, Mr. Fuller. If you could state your full name and your date of birth, sir.
Kenneth Lamar Fuller, 9/9/61.
All right, thank you. So you were here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. In your probation matter, there was a petition to revoke issued that alleges a violation of terms 4, 7, and 15 of your probation term. So the public defender has been appointed for you. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing March 25th at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. This is a no bail warrant. It's a non-bondable warrant, so you're not eligible for release at this time. Okay. So they will address that, I'm sure, with you on your March 25th hearing. But do you have any questions for me at this time? All right, sir. If you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and have a seat. Thank you. All right, so we have Mr. Johnson, and then after that, Devin Kunkel.
Your Honor, what's the first name on Johnson?
It's Rufin Johnson. It looks like he is the one standing there with the hat.
Gosh, thanks.
All right, sir. If you could just take off your hat and go ahead and state your full name and date of birth.
Rufin Michael Johnson, 4678.
Thank you, sir. So you were here for a grand jury warrant that was issued. The indictment filed in your matter alleges one count of possession of dangerous drugs for sale, which is a Class 2 felony. The date of offense for this matter is March 17 of 2022. So the Public Defender's Office has been appointed here to represent you. You do have a arraignment hearing currently set on March 26th at 8:30 a.m. That will take place at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. At this time, the bond in your warrant has been affirmed. So this is going to be a $15,000 secured appearance bond. That is the amount you have to post to be released prior to that arraignment date that I just gave you. Do you have any questions regarding that information?
No.
All right, sir. One step over. You can pick up that paperwork there. All right, Mr. Conkel. And then we've got Florencio Rodriguez Mena. All right, sir. Your full name and date of birth?
Devin Kunkel, 5/11/87.
All right, sir. So you've got, well, two separate matters here. One of them was just on the calendar twice, but we'll go ahead and go over both your probation matter and your open felony case, which were both set here today for bond surrenders. In other words, your bail bonding agency has pulled back what they've already done for you. You are basically starting over with the same bonds that you had originally, okay? So in each of these matters, you do have some new hearing dates as well. Non-witness violation hearing set on March 25th in that probation matter, and a status conference set on March 24th at 8:30 a.m. with the preliminary hearing, March 27th at 8:30 a.m. in the open felony case. So that's in that shoplift matter. So in each of those matters, your prior bond that was already set in those cases has been affirmed. So that's a $2,000 secured appearance bond. So those amounts would have to be posted once again in order to be released once again in both of these matters. Now, your other case, the new felony matter, that's your 2025 case, was also on the calendar today for a bench warrant that was issued for your failure to appear. I know you've got a hearing set, I think, at the end of March in that matter. Anyway, you're going to have some earlier hearings now. Okay, so this March 24th hearing in this matter is going to take over for that later date that you have, okay?
Okay.
But in that matter, because I saw you on the bond surrenders that came in, I'm just not doing anything on the bench warrant, okay? So I'm just doing a no action on that, indicating that you were already seen on the bond surrender, okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I basically would have to pay a $2,000, you're saying?
Yeah, so basically you're back to square one, where you were the last time you were released in these two matters. You basically have to do the same thing over again if you want to, since the bail bonding company brought you in on what they've already assisted you with.
Okay, and the court dates are on the 24th, 25th, and 26th?
And 27th.
Okay.
So, and you'll talk to your attorney about that. Some of those might end up getting consolidated together.
Okay.
But right now, those are the dates that we have to give you, since the probation is before a separate court still.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other questions about that?
No.
All right, sir. If you want to go and step over, we'll get you paperwork on both matters, sir. All right, Mr. Rodriguez. We've got Florencio Rodriguez Mena, and then Sean Davis up after that. All right, sir. Your full name and date of birth.
Florencio Rodriguez Mena, 7/15/1991.
All right, thank you, sir. So you've got two separate cases here today. I'll start with the new matter that just came in. This will be for a new case in Superior Court here in Maricopa County. The charges submitted today are one count of robbery, that's a Class 4 felony, one count of shoplifting, a Class 1 misdemeanor. There are two different dates of offense for these matters. That's March 13 and March 17. So in this case, a public defender has been appointed. You have a status conference March 24 at 8:30 a.m. with the preliminary hearing March 27 at 8:30. Those are at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, you do have a bond. That's a $3,500 secured appearance bond with the additional terms that you are not to return to the scene of the offense or have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter. You're not to possess any weapons since you do have a prior felony. You're also ordered to contact probation within 72 hours if you are released from custody. Now, your next case here is your probation matter. The reason it's on the calendar is because a warrant was issued for a petition to revoke filed back in October that alleges a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation terms. So the public defender is appointed there as well. Revocation arraignment hearing is set on March 25th at 8:30, and in that matter, the bond in the warrant's been affirmed. That's a $50 secured appearance bond. So I believe that's $3,550 for both of them. Do you have any questions regarding either matter that I've just gone over here?
So do I got court for misdemeanor, or is it take care of this one?
So both of these are felonies. So you're on felony probation for the case that you've got the petition to revoke in. The other case has been booked as a felony. Okay. Now, what it ends up with, that goes to the county attorney's office, and they make a charging decision from that point, but at least here today you were booked in on a felony. Okay? All right, if you want to go and step over, you go and pick up that paperwork there. All right, so we have Sean Davis, and then Paul Quijeda will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Sean Davis, 7/12/89.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for 3 separate cases. It looks like the first 2 are both your open felony matters. The third one is your probation case, each of which are here for bench warrants issued for failures to appear in those matters. So in the 2 open felony matters, let me go ahead and give you your information, and if you want to let me know something, we'll go ahead and address that at the end, okay? All right, so in that first felony matter, you have a status conference March 24 with a preliminary hearing March 27, both at 8:30. The bond in that warrant, which was affirmed, is a $500 secured appearance bond. Your second open felony matter has a status conference March 24 at 8:30 with a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $1,000, which was affirmed. And then your final matter, which is the probation case, has a disposition hearing set on March 24 at 8:30. That one has a $50 secured appearance bond. All of your other release conditions do remain the same that you were provided last time you came through here and were given your dates. I know you started to say something earlier. If you want to go ahead and finish what you were saying.
I ended up in the hospital with scabies, and they told me not to come in here. That's why I didn't make it to the court date.
All right. Well, in that case, you do need to let your attorney know so they can file a motion to vacate that bench warrant, which was not done in your case. I also don't show that you were in contact with probation at all. So in this case, you do now have some bonds in these matters. All right. Any other questions regarding it? All right, sir, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork over there. All right, so we've got Paul Quijeda and then Nicholas Johnson up after that. Oh, the next one? Okay. Oh, you're right. Can you move that one down? Okay. All right. Sorry, Mr. Johnson, you will be up next. I actually had you out of order here. All right, sir, if you could state your full name and date of birth.
Paul Quijada, March 25th, 1994.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of disorderly conduct and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia. That is a Class 6 felony in each matter, in each count. In this matter, I don't show that you qualify for court-appointed counsel. If you believe that is incorrect and based on your financial situation, you should qualify for court-appointed counsel. You can either address that with me here. You can also bring that up at your next court date as well. But you do, of course, have the right to retain an attorney to represent you in this matter. Your court dates at this time are a status conference on March 24 with the preliminary hearing March 27, both at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. The address will be included in your paperwork. Based on the nature of the offense here, you do have a bond. I have with it against the otherwise lack of very much criminal history here that I was provided here today, but given that one of the counts here at least does involve the alleged use of a firearm, you do have a bond of $2,500. That's a secured appearance bond with orders not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you're not to possess any weapons while on release. That would include in your residence, in your vehicle, or on your person.
Okay.
Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, will I be released after this?
You have to post the bond first, so you've got a $2,500 secured appearance bond. If you have questions about how that works, how to post it, you can ask the officers in the back. When you go back there, they'll be able to let you know that.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Any other questions? All right, if you want to go and step over, you want to pick up that paperwork so you can have a seat. Okay, so it looks like we do have Michael Moreno, who is actually up next. After that, Vincent Haas. Thank you, Julie, for that. Hi, Mr. Moreno. Go and state your full name and date of birth.
7/20/75.
All right. Full name?
Michael Moreno.
All right, sir, you are here for 2 separate cases today. The first one that I'll address is going to be the warrant that was issued out of the Santan Justice Court. So in that matter, which is their case number JC 2024-121047, You do have an arraignment hearing set now on March 21 at 8:30, which will be at the Santan Justice Court. It is now the second warrant issued in this matter, so the bond has been affirmed. That's a $680 secured appearance bond. Otherwise, the rest of your release conditions do remain the same. So the next case we have here is a new matter you were just brought in on. So this will be for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges there are 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony. That's the only count I found probable cause on. There's a separate count for possession of dangerous drugs that I did not find probable cause on. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going away, but I was not given enough information today. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you there, and your court dates for the Superior Court matter are a status conference March 24 with the preliminary hearing March 27, both at 8:30. And those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Of course, the address will be included in your paperwork. The bond in that matter is a $500 secured appearance bond, so it looks like it's $1,180 total for both matters. Do you have any questions regarding either of these two cases?
No.
All right, sir, if you want to go ahead and step over, you want to pick up that paperwork that you have over there so you can have a seat. All right, so we have Vincent Haas and Samuel Soto. We'll be up after that. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Yeah, Vincent Haas, 52786.
All right, so you are here for a bench warrant that was issued for failure to appear. In that matter, you now have a status conference set on March 24 at 8:30 with a preliminary hearing March 27 at 8:30. Those are both at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix.
Okay.
The bond in your warrant has been affirmed at the $750 cash-only appearance bond. Do you have any questions regarding that information?
No. I don't think so.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, we'll get your paperwork. That'll have all of it in it as well.
Okay, can I get a public defender? Is there something I need to do for
There's
that?
already been an attorney that was appointed in this matter.
Okay, and let's see, when was the court date again?
It's on March 24th, and it will be in your paperwork there.
Oh,
Okay? All right, so we have Samuel Soto, and then Dana Hill is going to be up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Samuel Garcia Soto, 1593.
All right, sir, you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. That's for a petition to revoke that was filed that alleges a violation of terms 1, 3, 6, 7, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17 of your probation terms. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed in this matter. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing March 25th at 8:30, and in this case, the bond in the warrant's been affirmed, which is a $900 secured appearance bond. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Yes, so I could post bond?
You do have to post a bond. You have a $900 secured appearance bond.
Okay.
Okay? All right, if you want to step over, we'll get your paperwork there. All right, so we have Dana Hill and then Jonathan Davis up after that. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth? Your full name and your date of birth?
Dana Lee Hill, February 1st, 1974.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You were here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. That's for a petition to revoke file that alleges a violation of terms 3, 5, and 15 of your probation term. So the public defender has been appointed. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing set on March 25th at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in your warrant's been affirmed. This is a $250 secured appearance bond. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, ma'am, if you want to step over, all of that information will also be included in that paperwork there.
Oh, okay. Am I going to do time today?
So what happens with your case, whether your probation is revoked or you get any time on it, that's not something that I can address here today with you because I'm not handling your probation matter. I'm just seeing you on the warrant that was issued in the case. So as far as what's going to happen in your case, talk to your attorney at your next court date. They'll be able to give you some information at that time.
Okay. So am I free?
You have a bond in the amount of $250. That's the amount that would have to be posted in order to be released prior to your next court date. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, so we do have Jonathan Davis up next, Abel Rodriguez up after that.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Davis, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Jonathan Davis, 12/3/1981.
All right, thank you, sir. So this is for an out-of-county warrant. It looks like it's out of the Pinal County Courts. It's out of the Pioneer Justice Court over there. This is an initial arrest warrant that was issued in this matter. It is for 2 counts of DUI. Those are both Class 1 misdemeanors with offense date listed of August 31 of 2024. So in this case, they set an arraignment hearing for you on March 21 at 8:30. That would be out at the Pioneer Justice Court, so out in Pinal County. So in this matter, because it is an initial arrest warrant, not a failure to appear warrant, I am going to be releasing you to appear at that next court date on your own. So you are being released on your own recognizance, which is your promise to appear. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, I moved and I never got, because this was back in Labor Day. They took my blood. I had no idea. And when I got pulled over yesterday in my work truck, I found out my license was suspended. And that's how all this happened.
Yeah, and that's why they did the arrest warrant, in your case, the initial arrest warrant, rather than a summons. That's
Perfect,
usually
thank you.
issued in lieu of a summons because they don't have
I was
ways
just going this morning and walking this morning. I called her and then I got pulled over and the cop took me.
All right, make sure you show up for your court date that you have here now, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you,
All
Honor.
right, thank you so much. All right, so we have Abel Rodriguez and then Brian Joe will be up next. All right, so your full name and date of birth.
Abel Rodriguez, 1/30/1999.
All right, thank you. So you were here for 2 separate cases today. These are both going to be warrants that were issued out of the Town of Fountain Hills Justice Court. These are both post-adjudication warrants, so they were both issued for some failure to comply with some term that the court gave you following your sentencing. So in each of these matters, you now have an arraignment hearing set on April 7 at 9 a.m. That'll be at the Town of Fountain Hills Municipal Court. The address will be included in your paperwork. And in each of these matters, since they are post-adjudication warrants, I am going to be releasing you on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear at all future court dates. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you go and pick up that paperwork over there. We have Brian Joe and then Serene Israel will be up next. All right, so your full name and date of birth.
Brian Lee Joe, February 11/95.
All right, so you are here for a new case out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. The charges are 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of shoplifting, that's a Class 1 misdemeanor. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set on April 2nd with a preliminary hearing April 4, both at 8:30. Those will take place at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In your matter, I am going to be following the PSA recommendation here. You are being released on your own recognizance, which is your promise to appear. You do have the additional terms, so you are not to return to the scene of the offense and not have any contact with any complainant or witness in this matter. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, looks like you might have some Phoenix cases too. Is he on the calendar for the next? So that's a completely separate matter. So whether they do a bond in those cases or not, that's up to that judge, but that's completely separate from this matter, okay?
Alright.
All right, if you want to go and step over and go and
So I'm
have a
getting
seat at
released
this time.
today?
In this case, you're being released, but that's why I'm giving you a heads up. Looks like you still have to see Phoenix. I don't know what's going to happen in those cases, okay?
Alright.
All right, so we have Serene Israel, and then Jonathan Sims up after that. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth.
First name is Amaris, middle name Serene, last name Israel, and then
Okay.
December 14, 1993.
Okay, so your legal first name is actually Amara.
Yeah, they mixed it up and put my middle name as my first name.
Understood. Are we able to fix that? To put those in a different order? Okay. All right. So you are here for a new case out of the North Mesa Justice Court. The charges that were submitted are 1 count of failing to show ID, a Class 2 misdemeanor, and 1 count of failure to obey, also a Class 2 misdemeanor. So in this matter, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel due to the nature of the charge. These are 2 misdemeanor offenses that don't otherwise qualify. You do, of course, have the right to retain an attorney to represent you in this matter. Your court date at this time is an arraignment hearing April 3rd at 1 p.m. That'll be at the North Mesa Justice Court. You'll get the address in your paperwork. And in this case, you are being released on your own recognizance, and it's going to be your promise to appear. All right, any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, if you want to step over, your paperwork will be over there. Or are we going to reprint her since they have the name? Okay, so we'll reprint it with the correct name on it, so you have the correct paperwork. All right, so Jonathan Coleman Sims, and then after that, Daryl Evans. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Jonathan Sims, August 1st, 1998.
All right, so you are here for a warrant issued out of the North Mesa Justice Court. That's in TR 2023-158871. So in that matter, you now have a arraignment hearing April 3rd at 1 p.m. That'll be at the North Mesa Justice Court. This is a failure to comply, failure to pay warrant, so you didn't take care of something at the court. That's the reason that they've issued the warrant. Since it is the first post-adjudication warrant, for that reason, I am going to be releasing you today to appear at that next court date on your own. So you are being released on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear. Just need to make sure you appear on April 3rd or another warrant could issue at that time. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, I do not.
All right, sir, if you want to go and step over and go and pick up that paperwork over there. All right, so we have Daryl Evans and then Janice Terrell will be up next. Hi, Mr. Evans. Want to state your full name and date of birth?
Daryl Evans, 6/19/1960.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a warrant that was issued out of the El Centro Justice Court. It's a criminal trespass in the third-degree matter. From that court, looks like it's been pending out there for a while. So you have an arraignment hearing set on April 3rd at 8:30. That'll be at the El Centro Justice Court. I do recognize this is the only warrant issued in this matter, and I also recognize the time frame that it's been. It looks like this happened a while ago. So for those two reasons, I am going to be releasing you to appear at that next court date on your own. You are being released on your own recognizance. It is your promise to appear. I'll just warn you that if you do fail to appear on April 3rd, it's very likely another warrant will issue at that time. Okay, any questions for me?
No, yeah.
All right, sir, if you want to go and step over. I've got paperwork over there for you so you can have a seat. April 3rd, yep, and it'll be on that paperwork too. All right, Ms. Harrell, and then we've got Ruben Trejo will be up next. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
My name is Janice Lee Harrell, 3/30/1955.
You are here for a new case out of the West Mesa Justice Court. The charges are, they've actually put two of them in as attempts: attempted disorderly conduct and attempted assault. We've also got one charge of assault as a Class 3 misdemeanor. So in this matter, an attorney will be appointed to represent you, but that'll be taken care of by the West Mesa Justice Court. That'll likely be through the Public Defender's Office. An arraignment hearing is set April 1 at 8:30. That'll be at the West Mesa Justice Court. You'll get the address in your paperwork. And based on your otherwise lack of any other criminal history, I am going to be releasing you on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear. You do have the terms, though, that you are not to return to the scene of the offense. You can't go back to that casino until further court order. And you're not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, if you want to step over, you can go pick up that paperwork that's over there and have a seat. All right, so we have Ruben Trejo and then Jason Luna will be up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Ruben Aaron Trejo, 12/05/99.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging one count of aggravated DUI, that's a Class 4 felony, and one count of DUI is a Class 1 misdemeanor. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set April 2nd with a preliminary hearing April 4th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in this case, you are being released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear at all future court dates. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, sir, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork over there. All right, so we've got Jason Luna and then Aiden Bernal after that. Hi, Mr. Luna, go and say your full name and date of birth.
Jason Luna, February 1st, 1996.
All right, sir, you're here for a new case out of the University Lakes Justice Court. This is for one count of reckless driving, that's a Class 1 misdemeanor, one count of criminal speed, that's a Class 2 misdemeanor. Now, in this matter, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel because of the nature of the charge. It's a misdemeanor offense. It doesn't otherwise qualify. You do have the right to retain an attorney to represent you here. You have an arraignment hearing currently set on April 1st at 1:30. That'll be at the University Lakes Justice Court. We'll include the address in your paperwork. And in this matter, you are being released on your own recognizance. It is your promise to appear at all future court dates. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, ma'am.
All right. Do you want to step over? You go and pick up that paperwork over there. All right. We have Mr. Bernal. Hi,
Hello.
sir. Go and state your full name and date of birth.
Alan Bernal, April 28, 1989.
All right. Thank you, sir. So you've got two separate cases here today. I'll go ahead and start with the direct complaint that we have here. Yeah. All right. So what's happened here is they've issued a warrant for a direct complaint file that alleges 2 counts of aggravated DUI. Those are both Class 4 felonies. The offense date for both counts is April 16 of 2024. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. We do have a status conference set April 2nd, preliminary hearing April 4, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, I don't show you necessarily received notice of the summons that was issued in this case. So I am going to be following the PSA recommendation here, and you are being released on your own recognizance to appear at that next court date. The next case that I have here for you is also out of Superior Court, and this is a new matter. So this is the new charge you just got booked on, and that is for 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs. That's a Class 4 felony. I was not able to find probable cause on that charge here today. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going away, but they didn't give me sufficient information to proceed on it. So what that does mean for you is I am still appointing the public defender there. You do still have court dates that get set. Same court dates as in that DUI case. April 2nd, April 4th. And because I did not find probable cause, I can't set any release conditions there. So you just have the release conditions in the first case. Okay. All right. Any questions regarding that?
No.
All right. If you want to step over, go ahead and have a seat.
Thank you.
All right, let me go ahead and put you are being released, assuming you have no other hold. Yeah, in these 2 matters, you are being released today, correct?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, let me go ahead and put our house calls on record here. First one is for Taylor Lee Clark, date of birth 7/27/94. Looks like she is in a safe cell due to threats to staff and inmates. She is here for a new case, actually 2 matters. The first one's a new case out of Superior Court alleging 2 counts of aggravated assault, Class 3 felonies, 1 count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, Class 3 misdemeanor. Public defender is appointed. A status conference is set March 24th, preliminary hearing March 27 at 8:30, and that will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond there is a $25,000 secured appearance bond. A victim impact statement was received in this matter and reviewed. Her terms of release do include that she is not to return to the scene of the offense, have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, not to possess any weapons, and is required to contact probation within 72 hours. So in this matter, she also has a probation case here. That's for a term 1 violation. Public defender is appointed there as well. Revocation arraignment hearing set March 25th at 8:30. In that matter, there is a $500 secured appearance bond. Final matter for house calls is Michael Keel, date of birth 9/11/1980, who's here for a grand jury warrant that was issued for an indictment filed alleging 1 count of armed robbery, Class 2 felony, 1 count of aggravated assault, Class 3 felony with the offense date of December 23rd of 2024, and the public defender's office has been appointed. Original or arraignment hearing is set on March 26th at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in that warrant's been affirmed. That's a $15,000 cash-only appearance bond with orders not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and not to possess any weapons. All right, looks like we are set to go. Mr. Johnson, we're otherwise clear.
Yes, it is.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Johnson, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Nicholas Anthony Johnson,
And your date of birth.
1978.
Thank you, sir. So you're here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges are 2 counts of sex offender registration violations. 1 is a Class 4 felony. 1 is a Class 6.
What is that? When did that happen?
The date of offense is listed as yesterday when you were arrested, that you were in violation of those 2 statutes at that time. Okay? So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You have a status conference set March 24 with the preliminary hearing March 27, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior
This
Court
was a
in downtown
trespassing.
Phoenix.
I got busted for trespassing.
Yeah, this is not trespassing. So if you do have a trespass charge, that might be in another court, but this
That's what I was
isn't for
busted for.
trespassing here. In this case, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. All right, do you have any questions regarding that?
No,
All right, sir, go and step over.
You have another court that's for your trespassing.
All right, looks like that was everybody then. I'll go ahead and turn off the recorder. As soon as you're ready, I'll go back and do the house calls.
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys been? I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream, and then I'll go ahead and start it back up in about 30 minutes for Pima County, if you will. Anyhow, hey, this is Collect Call James. You are watching. You have a Collect Call From, and like I said around here, lights like a candle. Once you blow it out, it lights out, and with that, we are out.